bande Tisranena saha Pancha silam Dhammaya jami Anugahan gadawa Silam deta Me bande Dudiyambi Aham bande Tisranena saha Pancha silam Dhammaya jami Anugahan gadawa Silam deta Me bande Tadiyambi Aham bande Tisranena saha Pancha silam Dhammaya jami Anugahan gadawa Silam deta Me bande Yamaham vadami Dhammadeta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhassa Buddham saranam gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami Tudiyambi Buddham saranam gacchami Tudiyambi Dhammam saranam gacchami Tudiyambi Sangham saranam gacchami Tudiyambi Buddham saranam gacchami Tudiyambi Dhammam saranam gacchami Tudiyambi Sangham saranam gacchami Tadiyambi Buddham saranam gacchami Tadiyambi Dhammam saranam gacchami Tadiyambi Sangham saranam gacchami Tadiyambi Buddham saranam gacchami Tadiyambi Dhammam saranam gacchami Tadiyambi Sangham saranam gacchami Tisrana gamanam paribhunam Panati bada Veramani Sikkhapadam samadhiyami Adena dana Veramani Sikkhapadam samadhiyami Kame sumecchachara Veramani Sikkhapadam samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadam samadhiyami Suramiraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam samadhiyami Idam me punyam Asavakhayam Vaham hotu Idam me silam Nibbanasa Pachayo Hotu Tisranena Saha Pancha silam Dhammam sarugang gadwa Pamadena sambadeta Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, today we will continue Sangha's quality. We finished Ahuniyo, Bahuniyo, Dakiniyo. Today is Anjali Karaniyo. Anjali Karaniyo or Anjali Karaniyo. Okay. So Anjali is like palm together, the hand doing together. It is Anjali. So Karana is doing. Iya is worthy. So Sangha is worthy to do the farm together. So it is Anjali Karaniya. According to definition, two hands, putting two hands on the head together. So worthy to do, coming together. So it is done by all the world. So people all over the world can bear respect to Sangha. Sangha is worthy. Anyone in the world should bear respect to Sangha. Sangha is worthy to be paid respect. It is Anjali Karaniyo. Related to this, many to say how to pay respect. So in the Buddha's teaching or scripture, mentioned the way of pay respect. Bencha Badaitita, five existing. Five existing means the leg must touch the ground. Also kneel, elbow, hand, and forehead. So all are five. Foot, kneel, elbow, hand, and forehead. So it is mentioned in the scripture, Pencha Padaitita, five touching. Five touching. Five things are touching in the ground. It is the way of pay respect. So next one is Anodara Punya Kita Lokasa. Anodara Punya Kita. Punya is merit. Kita is a field. The field of merit. Anodara is a superior field of merit. Lokasa, of the world. Of the world. So if you want to plant the seed of merit, the Sangha is the superior farmland or superior field, superior land to grow up wholesome seed. So because of this, Anodara, Punyakita, Lokasa, so means it is a good land to plant the merit for the world. So good land may produce much benefit because soil is good. In the same way, if you plant the seed of merit, do the Sangha, it will grow up. Will grow up means will produce much benefit because of good land. So it is Anodara, Punyakita, Lokasa. So everybody need to plant own merit seed to grow up, to improve life. So where is the best place? So like a triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So Buddha already passed away. We have to do like a statue, body tree. Dhamma is no pasa, have to refer to the Dhamma. But the Sangha is still alive as a pasa. So whoever want to increase their own merit have to dependent on triple gem. So based on triple gem, we need to plant our good seed. We need to improve our merit. So because of this, knowledgeable people, they're trying to approach a triple gem, and they're trying to high up their karma, they're trying to improve their life. So if someone practices Sangha's qualities at that time, may not have this mind related to lust, anger, delusion, can dispel those things. So at that time the mind is rectitude, upright, based on Sangha's quality. So jhana factors may arise within him, jhana factor, but that is excess concentration, not absorption concentration. Sangha quality cannot produce jhana, only can produce excess concentration. The reason why is because of Sangha's qualities are deep, also many. Because of many cannot produce jhana. The mind is moving one after another, like that. It is also one thing because of deep. So the object of jhana is something just a concept, like a breathing, kasina, like that. Not like Sangha's quality, not like Atimata reality. So the object of jhana is a very concept, obvious things. These qualities are very deep, although also many. Because of this, it cannot produce a jhana here mentioned. So, if someone practices Sangha's quality, will respect Sangha, so will increase faith, etc. A lot of faith will increase, much happiness, much joy, like a Buddha Nusati. Also can be patient, can bear dangers, fighting. So also have the ability to be patient about the suffering, to tolerate. So may gain the perception or association with the Sangha, because of always thinking Sangha or Sangha's quality in the mind. So something like associating with the Sangha. So the person is worthy to be paid respect. Like Ubosata Gara. Ubosata Gara means the house of Ubosata, the house of a Bhikkhu place. The Bhikkhu place. Bhikkhu's place are Ubosata Gara means the Bhikkhu stay together, do some procedure like this house. So people will pay respect to this house because the Sanghas are inside. Like something Sima, for example. Sima, people pay respect because usually Sanghas stay there. So in the same way, if you reflect Sanghas quality, Sanghas qualities are inside your mind. Because of this, that person is worthy to be paid respect. Like a Sangha is inside. So these definitions like Buddha Nusati, Dhamma Nusati, the same. If you reflect Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha's quality, those qualities are inside. Because of this, the body is worthy to be paid respect by other people. So the mind may incline to get Sangha's qualities. So mainly to get the Sangha's qualities, you need to practice Vipassana, trying to be Sotapana, Sakadagami, like that. So if you reflect the Sangha's quality, your mind may incline to be Sangha. So it is also good. So if someone encounter experience to do evil deeds or to commit offense, shame and fear may arise within him, because always reflecting in Sangha's quality, there is a good mind. So if someone wants to do evil, then with shame, it is the nature of a good mind. So if we have a bad mind all the time, we will not shame and fear to do evil things. You may know Angulimala, who is killing, cutting the fingers. So he killed about 1,000 people. So never afraid, someone shouting, never have compassion. But after listening Buddha's teaching, he ordained. Once after ordaining, he go to Janakābhivaṃsa. He saw pregnant lady giving birth, suffering. So when he saw that lady, he has a compassion, want to help that lady. So previously he has killed many people. Compassion never arises within him. But this time, by seeing the lady who is suffering because of giving birth, so compassion started to rise. So in the commentary mentioned what is the reason before never have such a compassion. So based on ordination, so because of ordination, compassion started to rise. So one of nature, if we are good, normally easy to have a compassion, easy to have a loving kindness. But if we have a lot of evil mind, those things may not come out, may not arise. So some people the same, once meditation is good, so loving kindness arise or compassion arise, something want to help other people. But if our mind is busy or dirty, those things may not come out. So because of this, if someone reflects Sangha's qualities, sometimes we may encounter to do evil things. At that time, shame and fear may arise. So if we cannot improve in Dhamma in this life, this person may go to good destination. Because of this, we should reflect Sangha's qualities. So now we finished about the commentary's explanation. We will read some Dansyaro's books, some suggestions. Syaro, what Syaro writes about those qualities. So to have Sangha is a good receiver, higher receiver, one of the triple gem. So people want to donate Sanghika Dana, donation to the Sangha. So if you trying to donate to the Sangha, have to aim, have to refer to the whole Sangha, the whole from Buddha time until now. If so, it will be Sanghika Dana, donating higher receiver, Syaro said. Some are the same. So about the Ujjobdipana is upright, or righteous, straight practitioner. So Syaro encourage some are although not knowledgeable, if they practice well, you should pay respect, something like that. Sayadaw encourage. But some receivers may disguise or may pretend like they have a good medicine. Good medicine is curing disease. It is not proper sangha. Like some receivers are trying to cure this and that disease, having good medicines, like a doctor. It is not the way to practice. Some may pretend like very educated. Some may pretend like how to say good meditation or have a power, some power. So it is a means not so upright, not so straight. It is something crafty. So need to avoid those sanghas, those bhikkhus or receivers. So here about the Nyāyapatipanno, practicing for the Nibbana. About that, Sayadaw write one of a story for the bhikkhu. So for the bhikkhu there is one rule, not to cut trees. Not to cut trees. Not only trees, grass, even seeds, not to break. So basically, in the Buddha time, one bhikkhu cut trees. They happened to cut the devas. So the deva told to report to the Buddha. So the Buddha laid down in a rule not to cut trees. So under this rule, including grass, even if there is a seed inside the food, bhikkhu cannot choose. So basic main rule is not to cut trees. But later explanation, how about the grass? How about the seed? Something. So all are under this rule. Because of this, if you offer fruits with a seed or something can plant, bhikkhu have to say kabhi angrohi, do suitably. Do suitably. If so, do or make it to be suitable for the monks. If so, you may with forks, you may poke the fruit. It is a means that you already break. You break the seed. You spoil the seed. So bhikkhu can eat. Because normally trees are no alive, no living being. Although cut, normally no problem, no evil deeds. But because of something, in the Buddha time, some people believe tree is alive, tree is a living being. That's one reason. Also, main rule is to protect the beings on the tree. So like devas. So main rule is maybe not to cut a tree is better. It is a bit dangerous sometimes if non-living beings are staying in there. Also maybe something government or environment may not like if a bhikkhu cut the trees. So because of this, the Buddha laid down. But anyway, rules must be clear. How about the grass? How about the seeds? Something like that. So because of this, all seed, even seed, if it can plant, even the tender leaves, if it can plant, all included. So problem is when we eat, need to choose those seeds. So if people offer, so bhikkhu have to say, make it to be suitable. So as a rule. So means little bit something destroy. If so, as a law, little bit have done. So if someone complain, already destroy. But I don't say to destroy. I say only make it to, if you want to donate, make it to be suitable. So little bit destroy. So little bit no problem. Although other people complain, you can say that's my fruit I bought. What you want to say? So, but a bhikkhu cannot say. Bhikkhus are dependent on other people. So, although you are right, sometimes you cannot say. So, something like that. It is some laws are like that. So, even if a bhikkhu want to cut a tree, cannot say to cut a tree. Kabhyaṅgrohi, make it to be suitable. So you may say, I need timbers. I need timbers. Please do kabhyaṅgrohi or something like that. Can say like that, but I cannot say to cut a tree. So it is a law. Vinaya rule is sometimes a law. So, because a cutting a tree normally it is no evil deeds. But so if you want to eat a chicken, cannot say kabhyaṅgrohi. So some people say if a clever in-law, even chicken can kill. So it is kabhyaṅgrohi is words is okay, but the other intentions no good. Intention, abhidhamma, as a abhidhamma, akusala arise. But about the trees, you are saying is a kabhyaṅgrohi to make it suitable. Saying is no problem. Intention to cut a tree is it is no evil deeds as a abhidhamma. So those things can. So because of this rule, people cannot cut any trees. So after the Buddha passed away, bhikkhu is caught by robbers, maybe kidnapping or robbers. After that, time bhikkhus with the creepers. So thieves or robbers are tying bhikkhus with the creepers, with the trees. So at that time they leave bhikkhus there. So forest fire burning. So at that time bhikkhu have a strength to cut the creepers. But if he cut creepers, he will have cutting trees. Because of this, he didn't cut the trees not to break a rule. So that bhikkhu passed away into pre-nibbana because of practicing Dhamma. So passed away into pre-nibbana. Something like that. So in the Buddha dispensation, there are many bhikkhus who practice well, who practice for the nibbana. Some stories. So about the dakkhina, previously I have said dakkhiniya dana. Dakkhina donation is believing karma and karma result, donate. It is called dakkhina donation. So not just a friendship for friendship. But Sayadaw here said dakkhina donation is two types. One type is donate to be rich for the future life. Another donation is donate for the like a Vedas, ghost, someone relatives passed away, may reborn as a ghost. So to be free from their life, you donate. Anyway, the idea is not much different. Dakina is not just for friendship, believing karma and karma result. So it is about the Dakhineya donation. Usually the Buddha used to admonish bhikkhus, as a receiver who are accepting Dakhina. Dakhina means a kind of donation, believing karma and karma result. You should not stay without practicing morality like that. So people donate to each other for friendship. It is okay. You have a morality or no morality, okay, you can accept, because it is a donation for the friendship. But donation for thinking as a higher receiver, it is you need to be careful. You must have a good morality, something like that. So because of this, the Buddha, when he gave admonishment, usually use this word. As a receiver, other people's donation, hoping to be good for the future life, like should not cure disease, should not be crafty or something like that. So related to that, here mentioned as a wrong view, but in the about like 91 eons, within 91 eons, although it is a wrong view bhasa, reborn in the Deva realm is only one within 91 eon. As a wrong view bhasa, reborn in the Deva realm is only one, like that. So, but as Sarah said, wrong view means serious wrong view bhasa. Some wrong views are very strongly, like for example Buddhist, some are concentrate. For example, although Buddhist, some are breathing, you practice, but not so strongly believing. Someone may get jhana. If so, they will believe about the breathing meditation very deeply. In the same way, Buddha's quality, although you know, although you accept, if you know yet practice, not deeply believing. Someone, if practice, they reach a certain stage, it is very beneficial. The mind very clear or very happy or something like that. Means have some level. Although you are Buddhist, although you know Buddha's qualities different from the other. So Sierra means like that. Wrong view also. Some people about their wrong view, just the religion, one of a religion, they say actually their mind not deeply going into the wrong view. So, but some people, although wrong view also have some kind of level, concentration or something. They strongly believing this one should do or something like that. So, Sarah said such a kind of bhasa. So within like 91 eon, only one person reborn in the Deva realm. So, yeah. So about the donation, referring into the Vedas. So yes, we usually do donation for the relatives who are passed away. If they reborn human Deva, hell, so we cannot help. They reborn in the hell. So although we do donation, they will not know. In the same way, animal life, in the same way, human life, if they go, they are into the mother womb. Although we do donation, he will not know. In the same way, if someone reborn in the Deva realm, already Deva as a big body, so may not know you are donation. Also no need. So who needs is someone reborn as a beta ghost staying nearby, some kind of beta. Some kind of betas are very far in the deep forest, something like that. If so, they will not know. So some kind of betas are staying nearby, hoping your donation to rejoice. So if someone, our relatives, reborn in those realm, so we should do donation for them. So other times, Sarah suggests may this donation be for father, mother who passed away. So may he be happy. Here saying which name or something like that. Or name also should put according to Sarah's suggestion. Please rejoice. Please trying to get our merit like that. If we share in this way, if they can rejoice, if they can know their life change from beta life to like a Deva life. Deva life means they are things like Devas. So beta and Deva is quite near. Mainly karma-born beings, karma predominant. Like an animal and human, we can contact, we can see each other. So in the same way, beta and devas are like unseen beings. They may see each other, especially deva may see betas. Beta is not so sure will see devas. But the beta usually see people. So people cannot see betas. So their life become suddenly change after rejoicing. So someone like even going to cemetery, they call, we will do donation, follow us, like that. But Sarah said, some people call, but no suggestion to call or not call. So instead of donating in the cemetery, in the noisy place, so donating at home is better, Sarah suggests. In that day passed away. So today passed away, should do today like that. But in the book Janakābhivaṃsa Sutta, after 3 days, 3 days after passed away, 30 days after passed away, should do like that. It is according to Janakābhivaṃsa Sutta. But Sarah is today passed away, should do today, it is better like that. So according to Burmese tradition, usually 7 days later they do. 7 days later. So Sarah's suggestions from that day passed away, should do okay from that day on. So commentaries are saying is 3 days later. Myanmar people, the day they passed away also they do, but 7 days later they do again usually, about 2 times at least. Later 1 month, monthly they may do, or yearly they may do, aiming for the parents. So if if someone want to donate for the departed ones, a receiver must have morality. If no morality, so the beta will not get. There are some stories mentioned. So because of this, for the departed one, especially, need to have a good receivers. Good receivers. So it is important to have a good receivers. For the people, although not good receiver, if your mind is clever, can get benefit. Another thing is, although not good receiver, sometimes we donate because of compassion. It is also can get a kusala. But maybe beta is a bit different. Beta may see receivers, so may not be happy. If not good receiver, something. If not happy, may not be free from suffering. It is a possibility. But for the human, although good receiver better, but although not good receiver, for example, like a Bodhisattva, one of the Brahmin asked his children to donate. So even children, Bodhisattva donate to the better receiver. So something like that. So for the people, sometimes we may do because of compassion, not because of good receiver. So as a receiver, he has no quality, but we have compassion. Compassion is good, our quality. So, but maybe beta may be seeing the receiver, may not be happy. If so, may not be free from suffering. It is a possibility. Because of this, if you want to donate for the beta, need a good receiver with the morality. So, if not have a morality, don't know how to choose, aim to the Sangha. Sayadaw suggests. Not only many bhikkhus as a Sangha you can think, even one bhikkhu, you think as a Sangha or Sangha's quality. If so, it is will be Sangika Dana, good receiver. So it is as Sayadaw suggest. Sayadaw suggest. But I think for the betas, a bit can be. There is a Sangha Dana for the people because you are thinking away. Even a statue, for example, this is a statue, actually, just a picture or image. But if you can reflect the Buddha's quality, this is also very useful for you because of your knowledge. So, in the same way, one bhikkhu has a morality or not. Okay, if you can think Sangha's quality. But I think beta is maybe different. So better to have good receivers. Good receivers, it is better. But Sayadaw here suggests trying to think as a Sangha, trying to offer as a Sangha. So about the Anjali Sangha is worthy to farm together, worthy to bound down. So about that, in the Sayadaw write Visuddhimagga. Visuddhimagga. So if someone bhikkhu also should practice well, should have a morality. Should have a morality, Sayadaw admonish. So by saying one stanza from the Visuddhimagga, if someone not have a morality or good practice, so food also like fire charcoal, because eating others' donation is dangerous without morality, like a live charcoal. So robes also like burning iron plate. So the dwelling in place also like a burning house. So permanent together is like a sword, like a sword. So it is can cause painful things if someone don't have a morality. It is possible because of other people's expectations very, very value. Because normally people to people, we may not pay respect. Why pay respect is because of morality, because of Buddha's teaching. So because of this, as a receiver should have a morality. If you not have a morality, food also dangerous. The rope also, it is a dangerous thing. Dwelling in place also dangerous. In the same way, the farming together, angeli also like a sword, something like that. Yeah, it is something to think about for the receivers. Receivers. So, as a bhikkhu, if we can stay properly, so can gain very much. So if we cannot stay properly also, it is dangerous. Like something soldiers are fighting, can die, also can be honored by other people. So something like that. So Sarah also say nowadays noble sangha is not obvious. Not obvious. Because of this, do have a good merit, like Katina Dana, referring into the Sangha, or you should do donation, referring into the all Sangha. If you can choose in this way, you will have much benefit. Shall I suggest? So, some encouragement. Nowadays we are reborn as a human, so we may see ourselves not much suffering. Means we are good life normally, because our bodily also quite strong. Some knowledge we have, so that means we don't have much evil in the past, which can produce a bad. If we can practice Dhamma in this life, the lives will be better and better. So Nibbana is nearer, nearer. Because now we may see own self, the body or mind conditions are not so bad. That means we don't have a very big evil karma, which can produce a bad result. So maintain this good situation and trying to do good deeds. If so, Sarah say Nibbana is nearer. So suggestion here is first of all need to practice 5 precepts. Number 1. Number 2 is should be the person who are avoiding ducharita, misconduct, like 10 kinds of misconduct. Bodily 4, bodily 3, verbally 4, mentally 3. Like no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no telling lie, no harsh speech, no divisive speech, slander speech or useless speech, to avoid. Don't in mind, don't want to harm, don't try to get others' property in wrong ways, not having a wrong view. So should be that kind of person. Also need to be careful not to have asa michariya. Asa is jealous, michariya is stinginess. Yeah, it is also quite common. Asa means by seeing others' success, like not happy, don't want to see. So it is actually nothing benefit. But people may have a nature. So to prevent that, we may need to practice mudita, like rejoice, trying to be happy. But normally people's normal nature is, if we see other people's success, something can be jealous, can be envy, especially like the same type of business, like a man to man, woman to woman, maybe bhikkhu to bhikkhu, so something like that. So Machariya is they say stinginess, but a bit different. Machariya idea is something I have, I don't want you to have. Not because I'm stingy my things, other people will give you, also I don't like. Something like that. It is a kind of mind. You no need to give, but other will give. So, especially this is a very bad situation. Because of you stingy this, you don't want to give it, it's okay. Quite okay, because of you stingy your things. Quite okay. But other people will give you the same thing, but still not like. It is actually, this mind is quite very evil, but people may have in mind possible. So Sayadaw suggests not to have those asa machariya. So do 10 kinds of good things accordingly, like the punya kriya vuttu, donation, morality, dhamma practicing, respect, volunteer service, listening in dhamma, talking in dhamma, sharing in merit, rejoicing, having a right view. Those are 10 kinds of kusala to do. So Sayadaw's suggestion, 5 precepts, 10 kinds of misconduct, not to do, not to have a jealous and stinginess, asa machariya, do 10 kinds of kusalas accordingly. So about the Sayadaw continue writing about the sasana, the Buddha's dispensation. Sasana is 3 kinds. One is a Briyati sasana, teaching dispensation, like a 3 Pitaka, Buddha's teaching. Patipatti sasana, practicing dispensation, practice, put into the action. Pativedha sasana, gaining dispensation, because of practicing, may gain like a Sotapatti Magga Phala, Nibbana. So 3 dispensation, one is a teaching, another one is a practicing, another one is a gaining. 3 dispensation. So that is to also need to teach, need to practice, need to gain. So if the sanghas are, if just practicing, if not teach, also Sayadaw said, sasana may not be long time. Just practicing also like not enough. So if sanghas or bhikkhus without teaching, if they stay peacefully, also may not be able to sustain Buddha's teaching. Or if the sanghas are only teaching lay peoples, not teach new generations, if so, may not be able to sustain sangha. Because of like teaching new generations, sasana exists a long time. So those bhikkhus are who sustain Buddha's teaching. So Sayadaw also mainly he writes books, he teaches new generations. So Maghanam Sayadaw is mainly he practice, he make a Vinaya rule better, and mainly he teach. A bit different from like Paul something the same about the Vinaya rule. because generally Myanmar, mostly, some Vinya rule is not many places good. Some monastery only. For example, Siaros this time, Siaro monastery is very good about the Vinya rule. So Siaros, individual Siaros, they are practicing, but sometimes some Siaros cannot manage the whole monastery to be good. For example, a disciple may hold the money because some Siaros cannot support everything for the disciples. So they themselves can practice, but for the students, they don't know how to manage, have to ignore. So, some monastery only Siaro or a few bhikkhus, they can stay properly. But students may hold the money, little bit maybe something, they cannot control well. So, but Siaro's monastery not like that. Siaro strictly like not to hold the money. He can support everything, food or dwelling in place or for the health, like something similar to vow, earlier than vow. So his group, Siaro's group, practice morality well and learn a lot, but not meditation much. Meditation may do just before dawn time, for short time practice. Not like gaining anything mentioned like a jhana or something. They don't have. So Mahakano Siaros monastery mainly Vinaya rule studying. So, but vow is different. Vow is Vinaya rule practice. But about the studying, it is less. Mahakano Siaro monastery is very improving about the studying, about the writing. Vow is Vinaya rule practicing. It is well known, but about the studying, I think quite less. Now start to do some monastery. So in this way, because of this, Siaro more focus to teach new generations. So also Siaro said about the sustaining sasana, how to sustain the sasana. Yes, teaching also quite important. Now in Myanmar is very strong about the Buddha's teaching, because of Myanmar teaching new generation quite much different from other country. They're trying to keep students from younger time, quite many, like some are hundreds, thousands in one monastery, some are 3,000. So young bhikkhus, they teach day and night, very, how to say, very intensive with the examination. So because of this, in Myanmar, there are many bhikkhus who know Pali, who know Tipitakas. So they know like everything about the teaching. Yeah, in the studying monastery, but you cannot find easily who are gaining jhana, something like that in the studying monastery. So, but anyway, about the teaching dispensation, they are doing well. Power is Vinaya rule, practicing is good. So you can see some kind of gaining, improvement. So if improve both will be better. No, not like that. One side is studying, one side is practice. So here say after the Buddha passed away, first Sangayana, bhikkhus gather together, recite the Buddha's teaching. Because in the Buddha time, the Buddha teach according to events. Here Vinaya rule, there Sutta. Sutta also here and there, somewhere memorized, not organized. So after the Buddha passed away, 4 months later, led by Bandi Mahakasapa, recite. So Vinaya rule is one bucket, one basket. That is a Vinaya, or rules. Like a story or those Dhamma teachings are Sutta basket. Abhidhamma is one basket. So 3 basket. We call it 3 Pitaka. One is just a rule. The other one is like stories or dhammas. The other one is just like a science, Abhidhammas. So it is 3 Pitaka. So as a Nikaya, 5 Nikaya, another category. 5 Nikaya is Dika Nikaya is long suttas. Majjhima Nikaya is middle suttas, middle long. Khuddaka Nikaya is small suttas. Samyutta Nikaya is like connections, connected to Deva, connected to king or something like that. In Khuddaka Nikaya is numbers, like a 1 factor teaching, 2 factor teaching, 3 factor teaching, numbers. There is 5 Nikayas. So Abhidhamma and Vinaya is go into the small Nikaya. So as a Nikaya, 5 Nikaya, long Nikaya, middle, small. Small Nikaya include Vinaya and Abhidhamma is there. So some people Abhidhamma is not Nikaya, not like that. Abhidhamma is one of the Nikaya into the Khuddaka Nikaya. So as a Pitaka bucket 3, rule bucket, Sutta bucket, story bucket you may say. Another one is just like a Abhidhamma bucket. So as a Nikaya, 5 Nikayas. So it is organized by this Sangha after the Buddha passed away. But in the Buddha time, here long, here short, according to events. So they recite together. These are Buddha's teaching. Mainly because of one bhikkhu saying, now we are free from Buddha. Whatever we like, we should do. So the Buddha control us not to do this, to do this. So now we are free. No more Buddha. We should stay whatever we like, whatever we like. So based on that's one bhikkhu saying, Bandi Mahakasapa, we should recite the Buddha's teaching. Later will disappear. So they gather together and recite. It is called Sangayarana. Sangayarana is reciting together. So these are Buddha's teaching, not trying to change anything. So because of this, Theravada Buddhist means we fix it books. These are Buddha's teaching. We cannot say our own idea, anything, or own experience about the meditation. What is meditation? What is the rule? Go to books. These books are Buddha's teaching. So it is very stable. So if you want to check bhikkhu or no bhikkhu, or right or wrong, as a rule, bhikkhu or no bhikkhu, or right view or wrong view, you're trying to read these books. If someone trying to produce books as a Buddhist, so we will check with this book. If something's opposite, we have to ask a writer, from which book you write? Can you show any quotation from these books? If cannot show, if opposite, we will not allow as a Buddhist book in Myanmar. So because of this, Myanmar Buddhism is very clear. Pali books. So in the same way, if other country want to establish as a Buddhism, should try to have these books. you should learn first of all which books are Sanghayana books. Trying to learn those books. If so, you will know Buddhist view like that. But if don't have those books, just ordain. What is your rule? Not sure. Something little bit here and there. It is not so good. So later will despair. So use Buddha's clothes, accept as a Buddha's disciple, because Buddha is powerful. Many people love Buddha. But what is Buddha's teaching? If not have, so it is not proper to do. So must be clear what is your rule, what is your view. So for the Myanmar, we have fixed books. These are our view, these are our rule. So you can judge according to these books, but cannot judge according to own view, own experience. So whenever we trying to teach, we were not trying to teach own experience. Only if our own experience, we will say it is own experience. It is very weak. So if Buddha's teaching, we never trying to explain as a own view. There is a from which book, something like that. Always trying to refer Buddha's teaching, because people respect Buddha. If we trying to say as our own view, so we say it is a stealing Buddha's teaching. It is a great thief, or big thief. Yeah, someone, because this is a very good knowledgeable person's explanation. Some people they use like their explanation. Actually, it is not. It is Buddha's teaching. So even in meditation, actually not so easy. But in the Buddha's teaching, very detailed, explain very clearly. Some people may use as a own explanation. It is not own explanation, actually, Buddha's teaching. So if they don't want to refer Buddha, according to scriptures saying, it is a Mahachora, like a great thief. Great thief. People are also confused. Because if it is you are saying, we only like worldly educations may be correct, may not be correct. We will approach in this way. But if you say Buddha's teaching, we will think it is correct. We were trying to understand it deeply. So it is different. Because of this, we have to say Buddha's teaching as a Buddha's teaching. We cannot do as our own explanation. It is not good for the sasana. So, so the reciter, it is a fast recitation. After 100 years, do second recitation. After 100 years, the Buddha passed away. After the 100 years after the Buddha passed away, so do second recitation. Especially some bhikkhus, because of receiving money. Receiving money. So rule is cannot receive money, but they receive. So because of receiving money, they try. Sayara say receiving money is such dangerous. But a bit, my idea is a bit different, because of Myanmar also many we have receiving money. A bit different sense is at that time receiving money is they trying to remove this rule. No problem like that. Receiving money is, but Myanmar is known. But we still learning not to receive money. Only they say their weakness. They're not trying to remove teaching. We cannot follow only. If you complain, okay. So, if you bhikkhu to bhikkhu, if you don't receive it, yeah, you are correct. you are better one. Accept. A bit different from other people's approaching. Maybe my understanding right or wrong, I don't know. Some are like, if they cannot follow, they're trying to remove a teaching. I don't believe these are Buddha's teaching. It is dangerous, because you remove the original ones. You don't follow, you cannot follow, it's okay. For example, the Buddha may encourage you to stay forest, but you don't stay. Okay, the Buddha say to stay forest, but I cannot stay. It is another. You say your weakness. It is, I think, quite acceptable. But some maybe they don't learn Abhidhamma. They read a little Abhidhamma, not understand. I don't believe Abhidhamma as a Buddha's teaching. It is dangerous. In the same commentary, they may read and not understand. Instead of they saying not understanding, I don't believe it is a commentary, is someone's writing or something like that. So you cannot question anymore. So they are saying it's something correct. Commentary writer is a later, but not his idea, but Buddha's idea. He write. So if removed in this way, it is very dangerous. Need to do group recitation. But some situations are not like that. Yeah, although have a rule, we cannot follow. So, but not trying to remove original teachings, still accepting. Just my weakness. You complain, yeah, I may do compassion. Also may commit again. Something like that. So, it is, I think, a bit different ideas. But anyway, if a practitioner cannot follow, it is also not good. But a little bit better than removing original things. So second Sanghayana recite. Another one is third Sanghayana is 235 years after the Buddha passed away. It is in the India or India. For the recitation, it is in Sri Lanka. It is in Sri Lanka time. Here not mentioned the years. Sri Lanka also in Myanmar, like a Setong city, but in India decline. Sasana not. So other times Sri Lanka have some problems like a famine, no food. So bhikkhus are very poor, less food, very weak. They have to recite by putting wet sand in the stomach, not to burn, because of no food, cannot eat. They're trying to sustain Buddha's teaching, because at other time all memorize, not write down yet. So after that they get food again. After that they start to think, in the future we may not be able to maintain Buddha's teaching. Writing is better. So they start to write on a leaf. So for the Sanghana is writing in a leaf. It is in Sri Lanka. So it is 450 years after the Buddha passed away. For the Sanghayana is writing on a leaf. So after that, the fifth Sanghayana is in Myanmar. So Myanmar also have some revolts, killing monks, many. So even educated monks here, about over 300 being killed. It is killed by revolts. So at that time Sasana become weak. So in the Mandalay era, the King Mendo trying to do Sanghana again. So they collect Pitakas. So one of a book cannot find, but one bhikkhu memorized. His name is Venerable Deepa. So someone learned from him, trying to write down. So in the fifth Sanghana, write on the stone. It can be found in Mandalay. So say it is the biggest book in the world. All a stone, written on a stone. So to keep a very long time. Many marble stone. So nowadays, if something is wrong, can check that about the writing. Can have to check. So it is a fifth Sanghana. So now until sixth, maybe Siara's time is still doing. Sixth Sanghana is writing on the books. Writing on the book. Before, books are very less. They put letters not nicely, no paragraph every fully, no space, because our books are very rare. So rather they trying to write nicely, like a comma or question mark, those things. So sixth Sangha Council is written right on the books. So fourth on a leaf, fifth on a stone, sixth is on the book. Maybe now if you do seven, maybe computer. Do in this way. Sangha, they're trying to maintain Buddha's teaching. So to do Sangha Dana is easy, you refer to Sangha. But to pay respect, to choose respectable teachers, it is important. Must be knowledgeable, must have good practice. To do Dana is quite easy, just you refer. Even in this stage, you can be Buddha. You can do as a Buddha. But to respect as a teacher, you may need to choose a knowledgeable or educated, well practitioner. So also, let's say lay people should support sasana. Should support sasana by donating proper ones, proper sasana. For the Myanmar, someone like a speaker, good speaker, Dhamma speaker, many people donate. But some teachers are just teaching students, no connection with the lay people. Those are quite poor. So Sayadaw suggests to support those bhikkhus also, because it is also one of maintaining sasana. Sasana some seem to be declined. So it is because of two sides is a fault. Some studying teachers also only they teach new generations, not trying to teach lay people, especially in Myanmar. Someone totally no connection with the lay people. They only studying monastery only associated with the students, samaneras. So lay people don't know this about what doing. Not like a meditation center. Meditation center, many people come and practice. So studying monastery is nobody go. So some bhikkhus are even they are learned, very poor. They have to go Bainavada. They eat. Nobody come and donate. They are teachers. The whole life they stay very poor, in very poor way. So people are also not trying to support, not so knowledgeable how to support. It is also one reason Sayadaw said. Another thing is the teacher also not trying to teach lay people. just teaching students. If so, lay people will not know about you or will not support. Means studying teacher also occasionally may try to teach. They are educated, they know very well, but they don't try to go out to teach lay people. They only stay in the monastery. Janakābhivaṃsa Sayadaw is not like that. He writes many books, also occasionally trying to teach lay people. Lay people also know. Also, he also teaches new generation. But some teachers are only teaches new generations. No one know about him. So conditions are very poor. But I think peaceful. Yes. So some Myanmar people are donating only person individuals, not trying to donate for the sasana. So Sayadaw encourage to donate for the sasana instead of individuals. In the same way, the donating way also, some are donating things useful or not useful. They just donate. No useful things also donate. Surely, you're trying to donate useful things. It is something like a wasting. So some are a lot, but no useful things. So about that, Sayadaw suggests. Okay, these are related to Sangha or related to Sayadaw's suggestion about the Sangha. So we should stop. Do you want to have a question? Any question?
Good evening, Bhante. Bhante, I just came across this sutta, Lohika Sutta. It is mentioned that certain teacher who has attained the goal of the contemplative life goes forth from home life to homelessness, but his disciples neither listen nor put forth and deviate from teacher's instruction, and the teacher is worthy of criticism in the world. Why is this so? Why we fault the teacher when the student is not following what the teacher has taught them?
What's that?
Lohika Sutta.
Lohika.
DN 12.
I don't know about that. I don't know means if it's Sutta, I may need to check what's saying.
Yeah. So in summary, basically what I understand is that if the teacher has attained, as a recluse, as a monk, he has some attainments, and but his disciples not listening to what the teacher has taught them, and they go a separate way, or against the teacher's teachings. But it seems that the teacher is at fault, and then the teacher is worthy of criticism. Well, I don't understand why. This
what's Sutta?
It says Lohika, L-O-H-I-C-C. Lohika.
Surely to know clearly is I may need to check. I may need to check that Sutta. So maybe possibility is should be criticism is anyway. For example, if I have disciples because of some disciple, people may praise me. Anyway, good or bad are all my disciple. If a bad disciple, people found, they will criticize me. No, because of you don't have ability. Something to tame or to teach disciples. The disciples, were blame. And others were blame. It is the nature, But good teacher may have more good students, but still have a bad student. Because of bad students, surely someone may blame me because I cannot teach them to be good. Not really my fault, but anyway, another thing is I want to say I don't success 100%. 100%, something like that. Have some such a kind of saying. So if all disciples follow, other people will praise teacher. If percentages are quite many, will blame more. No, not really fault, really evil. Anyway, because of maybe not so successful about the teaching. And just a possibility, but not clear. So those need to see commentaries. What is the explanation? What it means? Later I will check.
Buddha also encouraged us to investigate the Dharma, right? So to investigate part for individual, the knowledge and wisdom may be not that good. So to help us to investigate Dharma by the Sutta or the Abhidhamma way, that means where do we investigate? Because by our own experience or by books, which way is the best way to investigate or test the Dharma, or whatever we learn and practice?
According to the higher Dhammas, especially by books. Books means books are Buddha's teaching. But Dhamma is like cause and effect. Some already we have. For example, karma and karma result. Not only in the Buddha's teaching. The other something good or bad is some religion also have karma and karma result. Only Buddha's teachings are very clear. Can mention very detailed. It is different. So you may already know that. If so, you can go yourself. Maybe your parents or may teach that already. Also, the same as books. So it is, you can say, taught by parents. Later you may read books the same thing. Also can say taught by books. For example, non-listening in Dharma, it is good. Can reborn the human deva, for example. You may already know, maybe your parents may teach. For example, Bulandia service, it is good. So, in the Buddha's teaching, but you may have heard from someone. So anyway, okay. Someone's teaching or go by books. But about the jhana practicing also, before Buddha also have, even in the Buddha learned from Alara Uddaka. Jhana practicing. But nowadays, as a record, Buddha's teaching. Also very detailed. instructions are very detailed. Before Buddha may not be so detailed. Also may not be different kinds of meditation. But the Buddha is like a 4D method. Also have a detailed explanation. So it is usually nowadays we learn from the Buddha's teaching. We say from the books. But Vipassana is only the Buddha can teach. It is only Buddha's teaching. Especially to go to Nibbana, liberation. So it is a special teaching from the Buddha. So you may say go by books to reflect.
So for lay people, generally we can progress faster in the morality.
Yeah.
But in the spiritual life, how do we progress? Because lay people life and spiritual life are different.
Mm-mm.
So to really progress in spiritual life, what they call what you used to say, done what's to be done, nothing to be done. So how do we progress along this?
Lay people life is normally enjoying life to be also not for the liberation mainly. Lay people lives are enjoying half, also to be good. So normally lay people life is trying to enjoy life, also to reborn in a good destination, like especially human and deva, to reborn. Not trying to be like, even like a Brahmas may not be so easy. Generally, but people is different. Some people can arrange, can earn money very easily, for example, have a time. So it is different. You say generally lay people is like that. So lay people normally may practice 5 precepts like Sayadaw said, not to do 10 kinds of evil things, do donation or something, those things accordingly. That's the lay people way. So enjoy life, stay together with the family, and reborn a good destination. That is generally aim. Mainly not to reborn woeful state. That is a general aim. But for the Janakābhivaṃsa, the Buddha say, do get a jhana occasionally, from time to time. The Buddha encouraged. Because Janakābhivaṃsa is a rich man, every day come to the monastery, very strong faith. He may be able to manage for the life. So in the Buddha time also, some do practice like that. So they trying to get jhana. Sometimes Vasa they stay, manage with the workers to do jobs. The whole 3 months they stay in the monastery practice. If so, it is possible to have a jhana. So also may practice vipassana at that time, may have attainment. But it is a very special lay people. Actually, to have attainments for the nowadays, even monks, they need to try quite much, not so easily, because of far from that, far from Buddha time. So lay people have to say can be worse. So cannot manage. Especially only time we can say, even time cannot give. Because lay people have a responsibility to maintain a family life, so normally may not have much time. Only from time to time go, may improve, may not improve in this way. So can do in this way, but it is only special lay people, by staying at home. Another way of staying is like a bodhisattva usually. They're trying to enjoy life. First age is 30, second age is 60. After that, they're trying to relinquish live people life. They may go to renunciation. Because 60, although you don't want to be separate, will be separated soon. If a knowledgeable person, earlier separation is better. Prepare for the future life. Enjoyment is enough. Already 60, experience nearly all. For what we will wait. So that is like a bodhisattva or something in the Jatakas. They stay until about 60, something like that. After that, they prepare for the future life. Go to forest, story end like that, never met again. Never met again, never be in Singapore again. So something they do, like seem to be challenge. Actually, not much a challenge. We after old age, we need to go next life anytime. So although we don't want to renunciate nature will not allow to continue to stay very long time. So knowledgeable person may think in this way. This is a time to prepare for the future life. So they do in this way. So to get attainment is not only lay people. Even in bhikkhu lives may have difficulties. Difficulties mainly own mind. So some bhikkhu morality not clear, like holding money or something burdens are not proper. As long as they stay or they cannot relinquish disciplines, they cannot practice. Some are own bhikkhu monastery with many disciples. Disciples are telling to teach or something. If you cannot relinquish, it is also bhikkhu but cannot practice. Doing good deeds are not the way to liberation directly. Some are bhikkhu vinaya rule, not pure something. If not pure also, it is and they may do many good deeds, but some of them not pure. If so, they cannot practice. So, mainly own. If you really want to get liberation, own decisions are important. Lay people also need to have ability to relinquish. In the same way, bhikkhus also. Bhikkhu also actually only wearing bhikkhu, but minds are quite the same. Quite the same. If they have bhikkhu monastery or with the disciple, a bit difficult to many things. Some are maybe because of compassion. If you stay quite well, not yet attainment. Just you stay quite well, people want to depend on you. Because of such people is rare in the world. Educated and good mind. Because a senior, as a senior or have stayed quite long time well, people venerate, may donate or respect based on teacher. So there are many disciples. So if they don't have a very strong mind to relinquish those things, they will not have time to practice. So different disturbance. Because of this also, very less people. So the Buddha say, very less people can cross Father Shore. Father Shore.
The advertisement again. If anyone want to relinquish for 10 days at the end of December, about 20th to 30th, please look out for our notice at Batam. Relinquish family life.
No, never be in Singapore.
10 days,
Never be in Singapore. Story in a story. Some are in the edge of a forest. Bodhisattva reached the edge of the forest, ran into the forest, never met again. He will cross a Singapore immigration. Never be again. Should do like that.
Bhante, can I ask, just now you mentioned about the Anathapindika story. Which sutta can we...
Piti Sutta. Piti Sutta.
Thank you, Bhante.
Piti Sutta. The Buddha encouraged to practice from time to time jhana. Yeah. Okay, sharing merit. Idam me punyam nibbanasa pacayo hotu mama punya bhagam sava sadanam pacemi kesave nesamam punya bhagam lavandu sa